With over 350 World Championship titles to its credit, the Öhlins TTX coil needs no introduction. But for 2019, Öhlins has taken its race-proven twin-tube damping technology and added an air spring. So the very first TTX Air is a mountain bike shock. Sharing the same low-pressure damping design as the TTX coil, it should come as no surprise that the external adjustments on the new TTX Air mirror the coil version. So you get independent low-speed rebound and compression damping that require an Allen key for adjustment. There's also an easy-to-reach lever on the piggyback of the TTX Air that lets you quickly toggle between two high-speed compression settings. The third position on the lever is reserved for a climb mode, which simultaneously ramps up both compression circuits for more support. In fact, the only real difference between the TTX Air and the TTX coil, other than the spring, is that the rebound on the air shock is metered on the shock body rather than at the shaft. With shock options for standard, metric, trunnion mount and specialized frames, Öhlins has a TTX air shock that will fit every bike. And with up to 10 different volume spacer configurations, getting the correct spring curve to match your bike or preferred riding style should be a breeze. Interestingly, Öhlins hasn't followed the trend for increased negative spring volume. Its reasoning? Bigger negative spring volumes require higher positive pressures, which in turn increase seal pressure and friction. And that's something Öhlins was keen to avoid if the TTX Air was going to match the buttery smooth action of the coil shock. And while we only had one day of riding on the TTX Air, it certainly felt smooth, plush and very controlled. Is it as good as the TTX coil? That remains to be seen, but it's a head-to-head test that we can't wait to get stuck into. There have been developments at the opposite end of the bike too. Taking technology first introduced on the Öhlins downhill fork, the latest RFX 36 benefits from a self-contained cartridge damper, the piston size being reduced to 18mm for improved sensitivity. With the original RFX 36, we thought Öhlins had been heavy-handed with its damping, but it turns out that it was excessive friction that was making the fork response feel sluggish. Öhlins has addressed this with sized bushings and custom SKF seals. The chassis has been revised too to accommodate the latest crop of fatter tyres, and you also have the option of 2 offsets for both wheel sizes. With all of the revisions to the fork and shock, we hope Öhlins can draw a line under its existing range and get back to doing what it does best, and that's winning world championships.